We have, looks like another Venthyr Mistweaver, Entimon. Going into a 17 inspired Quaking Theater. So here we go. We're running Chi Torpedo, actually. In my opinion, I think Tiger's Lust is very, very useful. Especially when you're playing with a Blood DK who is very, very slow. I really like being able to Tiger's Lust the tank to speed things up so you don't have to wait for him. So, as fun as Chi Torpedo is, I love Chi Torpedo, but I would personally recommend Tiger's Lust in most keys. Rest of the talents seem fine, and again, that's whatever. Oh, we got some rock going on. I was wondering what that was. Okay, so we're skipping here. Okay, so I like this pull. So here's one thing that you'll learn about Blood DKs, if you're not familiar with Blood DKs, is when you see this, when they're going into a pull and they have 0 runic power, my move here would be Chi Torpedo or roll ahead and then just start dumping heals into him until he can stabilize. Because Blood DK has a lot of buttons that they need to press, right? They need to do damage. They need to, like, get defenses up. They need to get runic power. Like, they have a lot of buttons they need to press. And Blood DKs on pull can be really, really scary. Another option is just to life cocoon. So we're running in. But see, our Blood DK is in combat for 0.1 second. And he's already at half health, and this is why I think it's super, super important to be topping our Blood DK friend. Yo, by the way, Malversier9, thanks for the 2-month resub, by the way. I appreciate it, friend. And Talipi, thanks for the sub. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Yeah, so Blood DK on pull is very weak. No problem with just sending Life Cocoon too either. Yeah, see, so we sent it here, but no reason we can't send it earlier. Okay. Did you guys catch it? Did you guys catch it? Hold on. Is this another one? Hold on. So we're taking some party damage. First of all, one thing about Revival that we saw from our last Mistweaver review is that it's instant, right? You have very, very quick reactions and you can use it as an instant. However, this situation, we know this damage is going to come, right? This Bloodhorn is going to tantrum. We could be using our Fallen Order, right? We should have our Fallen Order running. Once we stabilize our Blood DK and he has his rune weapon up, we should just press Venthyr, get our Renewing Mists out, and just use that, right? Because we know this AoE damage is coming. This isn't really unexpected AoE damage. Granted, because we weren't set up for it, I think it's okay to use Revival here, but keep that in mind that we could have totally been set up for this damage, right? Like at this point, like let's talk about our opener a little bit here. Okay, so we roll in. So right away, I would be rolling in. I would be healing the Blood DK. See how much we're running around. We're not casting anything. I think that's okay if you're worried about threat, but now we need to start getting set up, right? I can't see what our next global was, but it almost looked like it was like Tiger Palm or something. Like we're almost like we're like Tiger Palming the mob. We have very important globals we need to use here. We have to get up our Renewing Mists. I don't know if we're trying to set up for Chi G, if we're like trying to get our Tiger Palms out for Chi G to get enveloping right away, but if we're playing Venthyr, we need to get our Renewing Mists out, we need to get our Essence Fun out, and we need to press our Venthyr ability and just start spinning. I think we were way too quick to... So we're clicking skills. You know, I've been through this before. I would recommend clicking as few skills as possible. I wouldn't recommend clicking skills in combat. It can definitely slow you down. Another thing, this thing that on the left side of his screen, you can't quite see it because of the chat, is it's an add-on called Rare Scanner, I think. And I would, unless you're using this actively, I would recommend disabling that add-on, because it just like, it always ends up on your screen in dungeons and it's really annoying. Okay, so now we end up with Chi-Ji. So 15 seconds into the fight, roughly 15 to 17 seconds, this Zira, the underhanded guy, comes out. As a Mistweaver, we have a lot of tools to deal with it, whether it's sweep, para, ring, all those things we can do stop this guy, so we should always be quick to get him. We're kind of hurting a little bit here, so I don't mind that we didn't go for it, but okay, so now we have our Chi-Ji up. Now I think, in my opinion, I think our Fallen Order is going to be more important. Like, we want to get our Fallen Order on CD before we get our Chi-Ji on CD, if that makes sense. Like, we should use Fallen Order on cooldown, basically, and then try and get it back up as fast as we can, and then use Chi-Ji to fill the gaps in between our Fallen Orders. We shouldn't go in using Chi-Ji because... well, I think Fallen Order is just stronger, and also it's got a shorter cooldown. Like, we could Fallen Order twice in this boss fight if it lasts long enough. But either way, we decide to use Chi-Ji, but now we're in an annoying scenario where Quaking and these puddles are forcing us out of melee. So now we're in Chi-Ji, but we can't actually melee. We also missed an opportunity to use a defensive here. We have Diffuse and Fort Brew available. If there's a Bloodhorn alive and you have this, if you get this Searing Death debuff, you should always be pressing a defensive. I know it can be hard. There's a lot of hectic stuff going on right now, but this is definitely a slam Fort Brew or slam a Diffuse button. So we're juicing our blood decay. I like this. But now you can see how we have to waste globals on ourselves now, because we didn't press that defensive. We got really, really low. What is this little thing here? Is this like some sort of I don't know what this is. This like big plus thing? Some sort of a marker or something? Anyway. Okay, so now I'm still waiting on Fallen Order. Oh no, we did press Fallen Order. Okay, so we have Fallen Order active now. But I would have liked to change a little bit. I would have liked to Fallen Order first. Chi-Ji now. Especially because now it's mad chill that we can get into melee range, right? It's an add-on that shows healers. It's like a PvP thing. Okay. Using our renewing mist stacks. Things are starting to stabilize a little bit. One thing to keep in mind is that Vamp Blood, when you see Vamp Blood on your DK, especially a situation like this, where it's Vamp Blood and he's low on runic power, this is a good spot to help him out a little bit, because you get increased healing on him too. So don't be afraid, even if you see Vamp Blood, to give him healing here. And yeah, our Lust was late, I think. There was some other stuff that was a little bit weird, but it seems like everything has stabilized for the most part. Now our Blood Decay is out of runic power, and he has no defensives. This is definitely a press Manatee and just start jamming every global that you have into our tank, because things are about to go bad if we don't do that. We definitely want a Manatee here and just start jamming globals into our tank, because our tank is gonna see. Look at how much damage our tank is taking. Yeah, we saw that one coming. Look at our tank. He's like barely struggling, because you kind of want him to be able to build up some runic power. Unfortunately, our rogue either doesn't have a defensive or didn't use one. Yeah, okay, so finally our our tank gets his. We've sat on our Mana Tea for far too long. We definitely need to press our Mana Tea. Remember, Mana Tea is off the GCD. You can literally use it while you're channeling Soothing Mist. So anytime someone on your party is like hurting really, really bad, just press that Mana Tea. Because now you're running into a situation where you're scared to heal because you're going to start to run out of mana. And part of that is because you could have used 2 Mana Teas by now. And also you didn't get enough value out of your first Fallen Order, I think. And again, we have the debuff on ourselves and we're taking a lot of damage. We still have both of our defensives. That we haven't pressed. Yeah, the Searing Death is like definitely the most dangerous thing in this fight. I respect the clicking the spinning crane kick, but we got to get a bind for that. I'm not going to harp too much on the clicking, but I promise, if you click any more than like a couple of your spells, not clicking your spells will definitely be a big level up to your game. So we do end up using Mana Tea, but it's a little bit too late. Yeah, our Blood Decay is struggling a lot here. Also, don't forget you can use your Thunder Focus Tea too. Our Thunder Focus Tea has been sitting off cooldown for a while now. We live. Okay, so yeah, our Thunder Focus Tea is sitting off cooldown for a very long time. I'm not gonna go back, but it looks like our Thunder Focus Tea sits off cooldown for like a full minute, especially in a situation when you're running low on mana. Like, don't feel like as a Mistweaver you need to use Thunder Focus Tea on something specific. You can literally use it on anything. Like, if you press it on Enveloping, it's a free heal. If you press it on Vivify, you save mana. Like, it helps your Renewing Mist. Just press it. Don't... If you're pressing it on cooldown and you're like, okay, how do I min-max it? Then yeah, you can do that, but don't let your Thunder Focus Tea is so strong. I macro it into Rising Sun Kick. I did it for a while, but I don't know if I would recommend that. But you could, I guess. Okay, so we barely get through. No chat is said. We're getting a much needed drink here. Let's see. So keep in mind, again, you have to be quick with drinking, right? Watch this, right? Here we can drink. See this? We're out of combat, we can drink. At 31, we can start our drink. But we're chi torpedoing, we're running around, we're essence fawning, now we drink. So we actually wasted 8 full seconds of drinking. Not doing anything where we could have started our drink. And believe me, I would be excited. I would be excited getting through that after what just happened, but at the same time, now we jump down, right, and we're at 40% mana. Alright, this guy's pretty easy. Let's, I don't think there's too much interesting stuff to talk about here. We press our Chi-Ji on him, I think it's fine. Especially because we're probably going to use our Fallen Order on the next pack. What did we Fallen Order? Maybe we Fallen Ordered the end of the boss fight and we didn't get a lot of cooldown. What power did we take? Oh, I didn't even notice that. We took Stabilizing Diamond Alembic. Okay, so 2 things. Number 1, this power isn't even that bad. this power isn't as bad as you think it is. It actually does a decent amount of healing. Everyone's KEKWing this power, but this power isn't that bad. And I've actually taken this power like seriously. If you feel like you don't need mana, and the problem is crit is just so good. Like crit on Mistweaver is just so good. So I think you always want to be taking the crit power, and then maybe in lower level dungeons or when your gear isn't as good or when you're not as comfortable, you can take the mana power. So I would not recommend that power, but it's not the end of the world. We use our sweep here, but keep in mind that the dangerous one is the Arbalest, and because it's inspired, we can't. Really, what we want to be CCing is the Arbalest. I think it's fine to just sweep one mob. There's nothing wrong with that. But just keep that in mind, that what we really want to stop is the archer. Okay, so we're blasting, hopefully making progress. He's got a lot of scrolling combat text add-ons going on. Personally, I don't like it. I think it gets in the way a little bit, but I don't hate it. Keep in mind, there's no rush to get out of Sagadon. I always see people like rush out of this guy as soon as possible, but you can chill in there and throw out some DPS and do some useful stuff as well. This guy's boring. Okay, we take the shield. I think that's fine. So this is like the best area for our Fallen Order, because there's lots of extra damage. There's lots of targets. So first thing, I'm like, for me personally, I'm, especially with our blood decay being full HP or full runic power, I'm just pressing Fallen Order. Like, if your Fallen Order is up and you're going into a pull, the first thing you should do is just press Fallen Order and just spin to win. Like, Fallen Order is so strong. A cast goes off, so we revival. Remember that we can stop those casts. We can stop those casts with a lot of different things. Again, para, sweep, ring. Very often when I go into this pull, I like to set focus to one of the sludge spewers so that I can look at guild chat. I can after this top 20. Wait, he's lying about what level key's in? No, surely he just meant like 20 minutes. Surely he just meant I can after this top in 20 minutes. That's what he meant. He wasn't lying about the key level in his guild chat. There's no way. He just meant in 20 minutes, after this top in 20 minutes, I can come. Okay. Oh no, our warlock now is asking for clarification. Our warlock is asking for... I'm actually worried more about the chat. I'm worried more about the chat than what's going on in the key right now. Theater of pain, someone says. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, anyway, moving on. Moving on. So... Where did we pop our Fallen Order here? Where did we use it? We did use it at some point. Okay, so we used it pretty early. So we went in, we essence font, we spin. See, like, we were spinning a little bit. Like, I'm okay with maybe one spin if your argument is you want to get all the mobs hit with Mystic Touch or whatever, but you should run in one spin, then Fallen Order, right? But that's okay. During Fallen Order, we don't want to be single targeting much, right? I don't know that much about Fallen Order and like exactly how to min-max it, but most of our globals during Fallen Order should be spinning crane kick, essence font, renewing mist. Those are like the buttons that we want to press. We don't want to be doing too much single target hitting. Although I have a feeling it's because of our keybind setup, because we have to click spinning crane kick. Because we're having to click spinning crane kick, it's like sometimes it's an inconvenience. So that's probably like some sort of a keybind issue there. And someone mentioned in chat earlier, I actually didn't read the preface of it, but someone said something about the guy has a hand problem. I would highly recommend an MMO mouse. If you have problems with keybinds or anything like that, granted, I guess maybe you have two hand problems, but I would highly recommend an MMO mouse for a game like WoW. Like, there's just so many freaking keybinds that you have to learn that just getting an extra like 12 or something, or 8, even if you don't use all 12, just using a couple of them is very, very helpful. It's not something that's necessary, but if you find yourself struggling with keybinds, go for it. Okay, so this disease that stacks up on the tank is really, really nasty. This disease is really, really nasty. Get in the habit of dispelling the tank over and over and over again. I know that we're in our Chi-G and we're trying to swag out and do good, but 5 stacks of this disease hurts the tank really bad. I want to say it like reduces their stats or something by like 5% every stack. It's brutal. And now we're letting the tank go into the next pack. And you'll honestly find tanks that are doing keys at this level that aren't looking at their debuffs. I know that because that's me. I barely look at my debuffs and I'm a monkey. So like this tank might have no idea that he has this 5 stack on him and then he's going to get more. Also, we can sweep too. We used our sweep on the last pack, which is really good. But you know, again, we can sweep and do stuff to stop these casts. But yeah, 6 stacks on our tank is danger. Our poor Blood Decay is struggling here. Our Blood Decay is struggling. Little bit nitpicky here, but we use our essence font here. I don't really think there's that big of a purpose to use this essence font outside of if you're using it for like a very specific reason, either in your Fallen Order or in your like you want to do a revival and you want the mastery boost or whatever. Essence font is actually a pretty junky spell to cast in 5-mans. Unless you're like, you know, 5-person rot healing, but in this situation where it's really only you and the tank, you definitely just want to be healing the tank. Also, this debuff, this disease that you have on you is really nasty as well. Like this thing like reduces your healing by like 20%. I'm pretty sure this debuff that you let sit on you for the 30 seconds reduces your healing and damage by 20%. Excuse me, it's really, really nasty. All these diseases in this Gorechop area are dispel on sight for sure, and that's part of the reason why having a Mistweaver or a Paladin is so strong in this dungeon. You'd much rather have that than like a Shaman or a Druid. Oh man, what is going on in guild chat? I don't think I've done anything higher than a 15. I can't imagine how a 20 is. Looks like our flex worked. I'll give the credit to our Mistweaver friend here. Our flex worked perfectly. It's very min-max, he says. So, okay, guy. Okay, guy. Calm down. Calm down, all right? Calm down. he's rolling with it. He's doubling down on it. All right, calm down. All right, so this pack dies pretty quick. We use our Fallen Order. It seems like we're struggling a little bit getting those fatty resets on our Fallen Order. I feel like Fallen Order shouldn't be much longer than 1 minute cooldown on a big pack like that. So make sure that in your Fallen Order window that you're pressing Essence Font, you're pressing Crane Kick, you're just spamming out different things to get crits. Yeah, our tank needs to be dispelled. Our tank needs to be dispelled very, very badly. I don't know if we don't have our dispel. I don't know what's going on with our dispel, but our tank has 2 different stacks of diseases that are wearing off on him. These diseases are very, very important to dispel. Okay, so we ring that spewer in. I actually really like that move. It's really good to ring that caster guy out. So, okay, so see this right here? Look at this. This is something that you get used to when you're watching, right? You see this spewer? This is a very nasty cast, and this needs to be stopped. We have sweep available, and we have para. I would be watching this guy, and I would be using this. I would be stopping this right now. And oh wow, and our blood decay is kind of owning. Yo, shout out to Moist Death. Well, that was a great asphyxiate that he just did. In the middle of all these mobs, the poor guy's been tanking with like 10 stacks of disease on him. He sees stop at everything. Our boy Moist Death is gaming. Shout out to the blood decay himself. He's doing a great job managing his runic power as well. The first boss, he struggled a little bit. It was a little bit of a warm up for our DK, but our DK has been playing really well throughout these trash packs. All right, so now we got these 2 guys. These 2 guys are easy. These 2 guys are easy. There's probably not much. We can just skip ahead on here. One thing to say is that they have some casts that you want to stop. Chop can be annoying. Meat Shield you want to stop. Devour Flesh. All these abilities, you know, there's nothing else to stop, right? There's nothing else to sweep or para or anything, so. Alright, so we're going on to the boss. Our poor blood decay again sits with the disease on him for the entire. Oh no. Oh no. All right, things are going well. This boss is like pretty simple. There's not a whole lot to talk about this boss. The one thing I'll say about this boss is a little tip since we're here anyway. These guys these ads that spawn jump on you, and the jump has like a very, very small range. It's like 4 yards or something. And if you just keep moving around just like in a circle, or like just keep moving while you're fighting this boss, you actually can reduce the amount of damage that you take a lot. It can be hard depending on what class you're playing. Like a lot of classes can't just move around the whole time, but staying moving so that you don't get hit by the leap is really, really okay, so things are going all right. Boss is going fine. We have Fallen Order here. We're sitting on our Fallen Order for a really long time. So our Fallen Order comes up right here. And I definitely would be tempted to send it. Because Fallen Order is what, going to be like a little over a minute cooldown or a minute cooldown? Especially because we got some ads that we can help reduce it. So I would have just sent Fallen Order right away. Also, we have IQD. I haven't really been looking at our trinket usage, but yeah, I'd really like to just press IQD and just start ripping our Fallen Order. Sounds really good to me. Let's skip ahead. Okay, here's souls. And this is a pretty scary area. This is the scariest area of the dungeon for me as a healer. On a tyrannical, it's not too bad. Tyrannical's not too bad, but on fortified it gets scary. Okay, so we decide to use Crane first. So you see what happens again, right? We use Crane, and then we realize that it's hard to be in melee. So this has happened again where we press Crane and then we can't get in melee. So keep that in mind, that You know, when you do fire off that crane, try and make sure it's a spot where like you're going to be able to sit in melee. And when we're in this like super crowded hallway during quaking, it can be a little scary, but we still make good use out of our crane and get some heals. Uh-oh, there's some more hold on, what's this chat going on? Okay, so our monk is just letting our DK know that he's tracking Deathstrike, which I guess is reasonable. I think I probably wouldn't say anything like that unless the DK is like commenting on my healing. Like I probably wouldn't just randomly say that, but I mean, nothing wrong with that, I guess. If anything, a DK probably likes that because, let's be honest, the whole reason you play DK is because you want to press Deathstrike and heal for 80% of your health in one swing, you know? That's what you live for as a DK, so you almost don't want your stupid Mistweaver healer like over. So generally speaking, I like to fall in order the spirits and then use Chi-Ji here, because now there's plenty of room and there's nothing to worry about being in melee, so this is a good one to use Chi-Ji. We don't have anything here. We also didn't press a defensive. I don't know if we've pressed a single defensive the whole dungeon, but yeah, we gotta press those defensives. I think it's fine if we wanted to save one for a pull ahead of us, but we should absolutely, definitely, undeniably press Fort Brew here. All this damage is super predictable. You know this Portal Guardian is gonna Soulstorm. You know this guy's gonna pulse damage. This is a really, really scary pull. So we definitely have to press some defensives here. And the fact that we don't have any of our major cooldowns, we don't have Life Cocoon, we don't have Revival, we don't have Chi-Ji, we don't have Fallen Order. My first thought with this is I want to slam all my defensives. That way I don't have to worry about healing myself at all. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, again, we were a little slow on our renewing miss too. Like we needed to be getting our renewing miss out so that we have 4, right? We needed to have 4 renewing miss out for this damage so that we can start cranking Vivifies. Because like right now we're using Blackout Kick. Like this is super heavy damage that our group is taking, and we're using Blackout Kick. Every single global during this moment is like very, very important. And we're struggling a little bit here, but you just need to rip Vivifies. Like in this situation where you need to do big healing as a Mistweaver, like you just need to rip Vivifies. That's your heal button. That's like the whole reason that we're constantly spending renewing mist the whole time, is so that in this emergency we can just rip Vivifies and heal everyone. So again, we take another Soul Guardian and we didn't use our defensive. So yeah, I think with better management, with some better management, we could have made it through there. Let's be honest, you know. I think he may be this Blood DK is definitely putting us to the test, pulling the Soul Guardian with the Inferno guy. You know, it definitely wasn't easy on you to execute this. Also, this fire doesn't do that much damage. You can just roll right past this. Don't worry about trying to Door of Shadows. But looks like our Blood DK is hard living. Yeah, and I mean, a cast went off, and like, yeah, there was a lot of other stuff going wrong. I'm not saying that everything was our fault, but there were a lot of efficiency things that we could have done. And this is a small thing too. Maybe you guys can give me some insight, but in my opinion, you should just always go to where the fire guy is. Like, I don't understand why groups don't go to where the fire guy is, but why, I don't know why they went through the whole Gorechop wing when they should go to the fire guy. Maybe it was because the DK wanted a pet or something. I don't know if he has one, but like, man, you got to go to this fire guy ASAP. Like, his powers are so good. They're not super good for DPS, but like, they're good for everybody. They probably don't know where he is. That's true. That's true. Look, I'm not saying a tank has that much responsibility, but you could open up MDT for once in your life and see where the guys are. I don't know why they go Sagadon first. Yeah, Sagadon first is kind of whatever. If you wanted to do Sagadon first, I think that's okay. All right, so this next pull is really hard. This next pull is the Revival pull. Revival is so incredibly strong on this next pull because we can remove all of those debuffs. All right, so the most important, so these debuffs hurt so bad. Removing these debuffs is like so ultimate important. So this is a dream scenario for us because we can dispel the DK and we can diffuse our debuff off, right? And then we can start putting renewing mists up. However, we essence font. Again, I think we're way overusing essence font. Like essence font, unless you're using it during your, like unless you're using it for a specific reason, it is like, it does not do very much healing. We gotta diffuse, we gotta diffuse. We might go the whole key without pressing diffuse or fort brew once. I would say if there's one big mistake that I would recommend, let's say two. So far the two really big errors that I'm seeing pretty commonly are, number one, you're just not pressing your defensives. You just gotta keep slamming fort brew and diffuse. If you think about it, you could use fort brew or diffuse once every minute. So essentially like 15 times each in a dungeon or 16 times each in a dungeon. So when you go through a dungeon and you only press it once or twice, it's like, man, kind of feels bad. Defensives are so important on these pulls. And especially on that pull, we can diffuse. Let's see. Oh. Hate when I get quaked. Yeah, I definitely hate that too. It's really annoying. It feels like such a completely random time waste. Like sometimes because of quaking, your team randomly just loses 10 more seconds. Diffuse isn't on the bars. Uh-oh. That could be part of our problem. Not having diffuse on the bar might be part of the problem. Yeah, I mean, it is on the UI. Like, we can see it's talented, but he may not have the ability to use it, is what we're saying. All right, so we're going around. So we have the Sanguine power. I think the Sanguine power is actually just fine on Mistweaver. I'm still on the fence of Sanguine versus Haste. I don't have a strong opinion yet on Mistweaver and Druid, but if you wanted to play Sanguine on Mistweaver or Druid, I think both are okay. On this platform, I would always put down a Transcendence in case you get knocked off. Always put a safety Transcendence. We gotta dispel quick. Oh, it looks like we did dispel. This platform, it's really important that we're dispelling NCD. So as soon as your dispel comes back, immediately send another dispel. Immediately send another dispel. Diffuse. I would probably be tempted to save Revival. We do use Revival, which is okay. But keep in mind, this is a tyrannical dungeon, right? So I would usually try and lean easy on the trash and then save for the boss. But I don't hate that we used it. This guild is kicking. That is true. Okay, the tank says Bloodlust after first debuff. Were we like clicking off buffs or something? Was that some secret Mistweaver hack? Oh, we gotta dispel. As soon as those debuffs go out, dispel. That's how you gotta do this boss. If you're not dispelling when a debuff says 9 seconds, we're doing something wrong. It's because the boss will constantly do that, right? Two dispels at a time. Grab one of them every single time. Maybe not the end of the world since we had Fallen Order and Chi G. It looks like we stacked both. I would tend to stagger them. I wouldn't use Fallen Order with Chi G. I would kind of use Chi G as a means to like help you in between your Fallen Order. Yeah, so again, right, dispel. Our dispels are slow. Dispel, dispel, dispel. Look at this guy. We could have dispelled him instantly, and then our Blood Decay can just fully heal through everything. Wait, we went in the hands? Oh no, wait, we're Mistweaver. Okay. Diffuse, diffuse. Okay, so our friend seems to be a bit confused about the mechanic. I don't know if he's a DPS player normally and he's playing healer for the first time, but so this is the dispel. The mechanic where you have to go into the hands only goes on DPS. You don't get this as a healer. The only thing that's on you is the dispel. And so this is a dream situation again because we can diffuse onto the boss to do damage, dispel the other guy, and then our team's taking no damage, right? But instead we're, I think, confused a little bit on how the mechanic works. We're running into the hands. The hands actually do damage, so you're actually killing yourself here. And then, I mean, not to beat a dead horse, but you know, we have Fort Brew as well. Okay, so our Blood Decay pops us a res. Looks like everything will be okay. Blood Decay pops 2 reses. Diffuse. At this point, I'm just gonna assume we don't know that we have diffuse or we don't have diffuse keybound. It's such a good ability in this area. There's so many good things that we can diffuse back and do a lot of damage. What in the world is our tank doing? Is our tank gonna go for double? Dude, this tank is out of his mind. The tank's actually gonna go for double mini boss. This is the problem with double mini boss is I feel like you end up losing more time than you gain just because of how messy it becomes, but let's see how he does it, I guess. Our Chad Blood Decay friend, yeah. Well, one thing is nice is these are just like, oh, we got hit by that. This is unfortunate. So we pop our Chi G. I think that's just fine. We definitely need some Chi G friend healing here. Okay, so again, right, we're using Essence Font. Essence Font isn't that good ability. Again, I've been kind of beating the dead horse again, but we have 2 Renewing Mist charges. We need to be using Renewing Mist. We need to be using our Vivify if it's an emergency. We don't want to be casting Essence Font. All right, so we're living through. Our Blood Decay is pumping. Yeah, I think some of these things, some of this text that we have, I think maybe, I don't hate it, but maybe clean it up a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit too big. To me, it just seems a little more noisy. I don't mind having some stuff like this. I don't know. It definitely looks messy. It definitely looks messy. As a streamer, I kind of like try and pay attention to my, I try to make my things not look messy, but as a player, it doesn't matter too much. All right, so we're blasting ahead. Our Blood DK saving us some good time with that double mini boss. Oh, so we're... I like the sweep. I like the really early sweep here. Again, this is a pack that hurts really bad, so we want to use our Fort Brew at some point. I have a feeling we're not going to use it, but again, Renewing Mist. Look at Renewing Mist. We're pressing Essence Font. Also, we have our Fallen Order, right? Like, we need a Fallen Order. So let's go back to our opener again. Let's look at our opener, okay? So it looks like we were planning on Ring of Piecing the guy out, but our Blood DK is gonna take it or whatever, so we don't need to Ring of Piece that. So as we're running in, our buttons should be, we should be using Renewing Mist on our party members, and then as soon as we're in, I don't mind in the sweep. I think sweep's fine, and then we just press our Venthyr ability, and we just go to town and we just start spinning, right? But it looks like you don't have enough faith in the Venthyr ability, or you're trying to like use your own heals. But like Essence Font is just such a junky heal. It almost looks like you're playing what is that other what is the other legendary? Ancient Teachings? It almost looks like you're playing Ancient Teachings, but you're using the Venthyr Lego. Like, you keep pressing your Essence Font to keep your Ancient Teachings buff up, except for you don't even need to have that. You know what I mean? That's sort of what I'm... The more that I think about it, the more that's kind of what it feels. It feels like you almost just switched to Venthyr and you're getting used to the ability. Whereas you saw in our last Mistweaver review, Weez just like, presses it and just does nothing. He just presses that Venthyr ability and just lets it do its work. He's ready for 9.2. That is true. Very soon we'll have double Legos. EF has the best CD for Sinister Teachings. Absolutely, during your Sinister Teachings, you want to press Essence Font. But outside of your Sinister Teachings, it's not a button that's that exciting to press. Our hunter says, I'll take the L on the duels. That's honorable of him, I guess. Alright, so we got our crane going. We're sitting on our Renewing Mist stacks. Again, it's not really that big of a deal, but like, keep in mind that especially on a Quaking week, you're always looking for good instant casts to use. You always want to like during Quaking week, whenever Quaking happens and I'm playing Mistweaver, my first thought is just, okay, Renewing Mist, Renewing Mist. That's like my first thing I do. Like when Quaking happens, okay, Renewing Mist, Renewing Mist. Alright, so we're blasting the boss. This boss is pretty easy. I don't think there's too much to talk about. Oh, wait, hold on. What happens here? Oh! I think we all know what went wrong there. I don't think we need to talk much about that. The one thing I will say is a always have a safety transcendence. Always have a transcendence on the outside of the ring, just to, in an emergency, to get out. But yeah, this is yeah, it happens to the best of us. And FML. All right, nice. Our blood DK res. Our boy Moist Death is really holding it down. Shout out to the tanks of the world. Really holding it down. Blood DK on this boss is really fun because it's really easy, but all the damage is like really predictable. Oh no. Our priest friend is dead. Are they timing it? They have lots of time. They have 5 minutes. Oh man, wait, the tanks. What happens here? What happens here? You know what's funny is as I'm learning more about DK, I'm starting to learn that rune tap is like a button that you don't really want to press. Like rune tap is like the frenzied regen of blood DK. Like when he's sitting here and he has no runic power and he press rune tap, he's just like, I have nothing. Like I have nothing. I don't want to press anything here. So could be a good time to juice him with some heals. We tried. We were a little slow. To be fair, our blood DK got hit pretty bad. And it was probably on him. Oh no. Okay, we killed the boss. Actually, it was a death skip. So we have a weird situation here where we need the captain. So our last count was supposed to be that captain, and we don't have that. So now, but there's guys upstairs, right? Didn't we skip the beginning? I think we skipped the beginning, so I think that's fine. Well, he doesn't keep the captain. Well, oh no, never mind. He has it. Okay, he died. That's what I was saying, is he died in that boss fight, and I thought the captain like reset or something. So never mind. We lost a lot of time, but we still can barely time this. This boss gets pretty boring. Not really much to talk about, at least until 50. So don't get baited into using anything big as a healer. Nothing really happens until 50. Usually my mindset with this boss is like, at 50, when it casts this Echoes of Carnage, this is like my medium healing button. Something that isn't super big, but like, you know, like a healing tide or something. Maybe just like a Soul of the Forest, Wild Growth, or as a druid. Just to top everyone. And then there's like one hard part of the fight where you use basically everything. So like after you get this beam into these ads, and then this rift, this is where the only hard part is, right here. So this is like, if you're in a run and you're like play safe big IO or whatever, this is where you like slam. Dude, there's a lot of text on the screen. Look at how much text is on the screen. Holy shit. This is where you just slam like Life Cocoon, Fort Brew, like get ready to press revival, like everything. This is where, because watch the health, right? This is where damage starts happening and people start dying, is this one moment. So this is where you want to use basically everything. Oh boy, the Chi Torpedo. We're okay. I don't know if we have any more battle reses. I feel like our blood DK has battle res so many people so far already. Oh no, our priest is dead too. Oh no. Don't worry, I believe in our blood DK to carry it out. I believe in our blood DK to carry it out. Uh-oh, we get quaked. I'm gonna keep sending out those renewing mists. Oh, we don't have Todd. I don't know what we Todded. Oh no! Yeah, you don't want to be in the middle. You always want to be on the edges during this. So when this happens, you don't want to run. You want to run to this over here. You want to be in this open space to the left of the Tomo Boar. Because if you like in here, there's too many ways to worry about which way. Like, okay, which way do you stand? Like, it's hard to see where all this stuff is coming from. Unlucky. But we did it. Oh no, wait. Oh no, wait. We still need the count. Oh no. The captain? No, not like this. Not like this. Oh no. He battled hard. Our tank says rip, darn. Yeah, I feel like everyone's a little bit bummed after that. He did get he missed out on his dungeon port. Oh no, the UI turn off. Sorry. Not gonna lie, maybe this is weird to me, but I always judge people who have these add-ons. People who have these add-ons who like message you automatically like, oh, I need this or whatever. I don't know. I always think those people are weird, and I don't really want to give them any of my items, especially not in raids. Maybe it's like stupid and petty of me, but whenever I see those add-ons where someone like one of my item drops and I immediately just get like a written DM about how they want it is like a little bit weird. Oh yeah. Love to see it. Well, unfortunate. I like the positivity. You know, obviously lots of stuff we could have done, but lots of stuff that everyone could do.